What is still true is that there's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain.
Welcome back to Coast. George Norrie with you, John Rhodes. John, let's talk about these reptilians. In the biblical days, when, they said the devil came, and the description is kind of close to some of these reptilians. Is it possible that these demons, these devils, might be the reptilians?
I believe entirely that might be the case, because we have to see it from their historical point of view. They didn't know the term alien, or they weren't thinking of things that God could have created other than themselves.
Genesis chapter number 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made. But he said unto the woman, Yea, hath God said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden. So now, are we talking about a snake that crawls around on the ground, or are we talking about something far, far bigger than that?
Yes, sir.
The Hebrew word translated serpent here in Genesis chapter number 3 is nakash. Nakash. Look that up in a lexicon or a dictionary. Look it up very carefully and read what you have to say. Some of them will say serpent. Some of them will say snake. Some of them will say a shining, mysterious creature. A shining, mysterious creature. A creature that is upright on two legs. Ezekiel chapter number 28. Ezekiel 28 verse number 13. Look at this carefully. Ezekiel 28:13. Thou hast been in Eden, the garden of God. Thou who? Who are we talking about? Well, we're talking about the anointed cherub that covereth. Verse 14. I have made thee so, God said. So we're talking about a cherub that was in the garden, verse number 13. And note carefully what it says about this cherub. Every precious stone was thy covering, the sardius, topaz, diamond, beryl, the onyx, the jasper, sapphire, emerald, carbuncle, gold. The workmanship of thy tabrets and of thy pipes was prepared in thee in the day that thou wast created. This is a beautiful creature, no question about it. So if God says that this creature was in the garden, I have to say that this must be the Nakash of Genesis 3 and verse number 1. And I also must say that there must be something far, far greater going on here than simply this serpent approaching Eve, or this Nakash approaching Eve, and it certainly was. We know there are 5 cherubim. He said in Ezekiel 28, Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth. We have one cherub that represents the reptilian aquatic branch of the creation. The face of a lion, the face of an ox, the face of a man, the face of an eagle. That's what we find in the book of Ezekiel, chapter number 1 and chapter number 10. These are the faces of the cherubim. What is a cherubim? It is one of the most mysterious creatures in all the Bible. And we know that the 5th cherub, this is Satan, this is the anointed cherub, showed up in the garden to beguile Eve. Notice carefully, he comes as a serpent. This serpent has something to do with the fact that he's connected with wisdom.
Don't worry.
Huh?
Your father will forget all about it.
Joy, remember that angel we saw in heaven? The bad one? He's here, in Eden. And I think he can shapeshift.
Will you tell these fools I'm not crazy? Make them listen to me before it's too late! Listen to me. Please listen. If you don't, if you won't, if you fail to understand, then the same incredible terror that's menacing me will strike at you!
They come from another world, spawned in the light years of space, unleashed to take over the bodies and souls of the people of our planet, bringing a new dimension in terror to the giant super scope screen.
Whatever intelligence or instinct it is that can govern the forming of human flesh and blood out of thin air is fantastically powerful, beyond any comprehension. Listen! Listen! Listen to me! They're not human! Can't you see? Everyone! They're here already! You're next!
Every spacefaring race has two things in common. First, they all have a food identical to what humans call Swedish meatballs. Don't ask, I don't understand it. It's just there.
The visitors didn't just get here. They've been here for years.
What have you done to them? I've turned them into creatures far superior to man. They are now dinosaurs, just like me.
Our ideal of vision.
Excuse me.
Just survive.
You know, you look like your head fell on the cheese dip back in 1957. You're okay. This one, ugly. Oh. You see, I take these glasses off, she looks like a regular person, doesn't she, huh? Put them back on, formaldehyde face. That's what we got.
That's enough out of you. You get out or I call the cops.
Call the cops? You know what you need? You need a Brazilian plastic surgeon.
Ugly.
They've come to rape our planet and kill us. They are not who they appear to be. This is not science fiction. This is what they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, this commercial is going to use subliminal advertising. That means you will never see or hear the name of the product. Oh, it'll be there on the screen all right, but the naked eye cannot detect it.
The reptilians can control you. They were manipulating people using frequencies, mind games.
What is still true is that there's still kind of a reptilian side of our brain.
Now, did you notice that I did not instruct you to do so, but you all deliberately switch your brain into a visual mode to process that question? Well, guess what? The mode you are into right there is the native mode of the reptilian brain. And that's the next stimuli. Remember I said the reptilian brain is also called the pre-verbal brain. It's a brain that does not understand words because your brain is way older than words. But the reptilian brain is a brain that understands pictures.
You gonna pay for that or what? Look, buddy.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
Impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep. The poor and the underclass are growing. Racial justice and human rights are non-existent. They have created a repressive society, and we are their unwitting accomplices. Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness. We have been lulled into a trance. They have made us indifferent to ourselves, to others. We are focused only on our own gain. Please understand, they are safe as long as they are not discovered. That is their primary method of survival. Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us sedated. They're pulling the water.
Because we can't buy one of theirs. Open up the market. Quid pro quo,
Yes,
Clarice.
we have capitalism and we embrace it, and they
Then they don't,
yes,
Clarice.
We have, yes,
Clarice.
we have.
Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death.
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming,
outside the limit of our sight, feeding off us, perched on top of us from birth to death, are our owners. Our owners. They have us. They control us. They are our masters! Wake up! They're all about you, all around you.
Maybe they've always been with us. Those things out there. Maybe they love it. Seeing us hate each other. Watching us kill each other off.
Don't be frightened. We mean no harm. Please accept our apologies. We're truly anguished by the turmoil our arrival has caused. This is a momentous day. Until now, we believed we were the only intelligent life in the universe. We're overjoyed to find that we're not alone. Until then, we are of peace.
Countries. We're one united people. Yes, humanity is a rare gift. One we hold in the highest regard.
For decades, they've been implementing a plan that will result in the extermination of every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth. These posing as humans established themselves in all facets of life, whether it be business, government, religion, the military. It took years. And once embedded among us, they set out to cause worldwide instability. Unnecessary wars, economic meltdown, faith twist.
The long-awaited trial for the 2012 Colorado movie theater massacre began today with opening statements more than 1,000 days after what became known as one of the worst mass shootings in our nation's history.
I saw one guy with his legs gone at the knees, some ankles and feet missing.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage. Born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
Inaugurated, my hand would just, it'd still be hot from touching the Bible, and I would immediately race to wherever they have the files about Area 51 and the UFO.